Gentlemen, welcome back to the Tiege Hanley Starting in Business, Building a Brand vlog. This one, big number, 288, and I got some big news. You know, I've been like bitching a few times on the Tiege vlog about we can't come out with products fast enough. Well, guess what? We just launched 2 new additional products on a product that we already absolutely love and crush on. And that is 2 additional flavors of lip balm. So if you guys haven't tried the Tiege Hanley lip balm, like it is the best lip balm I've ever used. Like I used to be like a Vaseline guy, and then I got the lip balm from Tiege, and it like game changer, right? Because the other upside to the Tiege Hanley lip balm is that it has an SPF of 30, and you know, with the sun and your lips, guys, you gotta protect them. Anyway, the lip balm was such a big hit and a big seller for us that we decided to actually double down and make a few new flavors. And so we have mint, we also have, it's a spearmint, we also have a citrus flavor, all right? They are mild, they're not too over the top, but if you like regular lip balm, you guys are absolutely going to love this stuff. It is absolutely amazing in terms of freshness, in terms of softness, in terms of suppleness. And the cool thing, guys, all you got to do, log into your Tiege dashboard, add it to your next order, game changing stuff. But not as big of a game changer as this thing, which is not actually launched yet. It's en route. We're going to be launching the Tiege Hanley body washes. I believe there are 3 different scents. This is going to be launched in July. So this is a product, once again, that we finished. We have packaging. We got it all set. And seriously, like in terms of body wash sexiness, come on, right? It's incredible. This one is a eucalyptus. We've got a few other flavors, scents. We actually have developed, I think, like 5, but I think we're only going to launch with 3. But amazing, incredible. This stuff is going to be a game changer. But whoa, hey, whoa. The lip balm, guys, amazing. And I just want to go out on the record and say I am super, 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 super proud of the team. Dave specifically, who's been heading up, you know, product development in terms of getting it manufactured and fulfilled. He has run into hurdle after hurdle after hurdle after hurdle after roadblock after hurdle after hurdle after roadblock. And he finally brought us 2 incredible products. Like, you know, and you think, you're like, yo, how hard is it to make a lip balm? Gentlemen, to make a good lip balm, this quality, to the degree at which we need to make it in terms of the quantity, it's not an easy operation. You would think that it'd be simple, but this stuff, incredible. You guys are gonna love it. If you haven't tried them, grab them. And like I said, the body washes, almost here. A few other products, almost here. Deodorant, still, that has been, the deodorant has been the biggest pain in the ass. It's been the hardest product to manufacture. You know, we've been to a bunch of different, you know, labs, a bunch of different people, like we're just trying to figure out, and it's all about the propel. It's all about, you know, when you put it in the thing, it's all about, you know, you got to make sure that it comes out. And anyway, deodorant is still a work in progress, but we're getting closer. All right, something else we're getting close to doing. I'm just giving you a little update, and then I'm going to actually go into some of your business questions from last vlog because you had some great ones. Another update is tomorrow we are filming 3 commercials at my place for Tiege Hanley, those top funnel videos that we were talking about. And I'm really excited about it. We've got model, we've got makeup artist, we've got 2 models actually, makeup artist, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. Kelly's actually flying down, and it's gonna be cool. We're gonna test things. We're gonna try 3 concepts and ideas, but we have so many amazing ones from you guys, and I just wanna take this opportunity to thank you so much for sending us all these ideas. We're still going through them, but we've got some that we're like, yes, definitely next batch, we're gonna go with this. And when we do decide to film yours, guys, we will definitely be reaching out to you for those of you who sent them, because, you know, we're gonna do something special for you because you guys are incredible, and the creativity that this like sort of exercise has sort of shown has been unbelievably amazing. All right, so now speaking of amazing, why don't I dive in a little bit deeper to your business questions. Next week, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about this bad boy. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen this. If you watch my latest YouTube video, you have seen the Stubble Buddy. Tell you a little bit more about this idea and business. Next time, it's been a secret project, been working on, and there's a lot of new lessons that I'm learning in this product production and business. We're about to roll out probably in 2 weeks, but I'll tell you a little bit more about that next week. But this is pretty cool, and I think it's going to do really well. Anyway, speaking of really well, hopefully I can answer your business questions well enough to keep you listening. Let's do it. Galmir Lantigua has a question that is really good, and it is, and This is an interesting question that you guys are all going to face if you do any type of product, even service. Anyway, he says, with the rise of inflation, have you thought about raising the prices of Tiege Hanley? The answer is yes. This is a conversation that we have on a routine basis. But it's not a simple answer. There are a lot of different factors, a lot of different facets. Other things that we've talked about is, okay, shipping is one of the biggest line items out there. Maybe we start, charging some degree of shipping somewhere, depends, we're still trying to figure it out. But this is an incredible question. So the answer is yes, we've thought about it. Yes, we've considered it. We have not made a final determination at this point. We're still kind of working it out, crunching the numbers. We still have good margins at Tiege. Now, are they as great as, some companies that give you crappy products for a big price? The answer is no, but we still are not starving. At Pete and Pedro, I actually raised prices on 30 of my core products for the first time in 7 years a few weeks ago. My guy Mike's was like, hey, you haven't raised the price of a putty that's been $19 since you started. It's been $19, still $19. Your costs keep going up because every year, one of the things that happens is, I get a call from the lab or the manufacturer, hey, prices are going up. You're getting a 5% bump, a 5% bump, a 3% bump, a 2%. So every year, your costs are going up. And so most companies, smart companies, actually pass the expense or the fees on to their employees, or not their employees, but their customers. But I have been very resistant to that because I like that $19 number, and I was scared. I was scared that it would crush my business and all that, and people wouldn't buy. It didn't. So we raised it. We just did it all of them. Boom. We did it one day and nothing changed other than now I make $1 more on products, which is straight to the bottom line, which is amazing. And so it was a great move. I should have done it probably years ago, but live and learn, as they say. But Tiege Hanley, we're still thinking and feeling and trying to determine what's right for our business and our customers. And, and the thing that sucks is that, whenever a business raises their prices, customers kind of kind of take it personally. But, it's one of those things where you've got to, you get crushed at times when it comes to some of these expenses on these businesses or on running a business. And, I think a lot of customers at this point do understand that, it's part of doing business. With the cost of everything, the cost of everything now is so expensive compared to what it used to be because shipping has gotten outrageous in terms of when you do any type of product, any type of packaging, it's getting delivered to you. I mean, it goes up, but there's other things that are going up as well. So anyway, long story short, yes, we've thought about it. Yes, we're considering it. Yes, we're still trying to figure it out, but it's not a simple answer. Unfortunately, it is very complex, but we're still working it out, but great question. So this next question is so incredibly flattering. Travis, if I could give you a hug and a big kiss on the well-moisturized cheek, I would do it. It's just a great question, a very, very, very incredible compliment. He says, hey, Alpha, when are your multiple businesses, Pete and Pedro, Enemy, Tiege Hanley, going to become publicly traded companies? I spoke with my financial advisor the other day about potentially investing in them. And they're not at any point. In order to become a publicly traded company, that's a whole nother animal. And typically the businesses are a lot bigger. And not typically, they're all a lot bigger than what we currently are doing. But I think this is so nice. I just can't tell you how much I appreciate that because it's obvious that you believe in me, believe in us, believe in the businesses that we've created enough to put your money towards, not only buy, but possibly invest. That's sweet. And it's amazing. And so thank you. We have actually at Tiege, we've toyed around with some type of crowdfunding, equity, split trade type of thing before when we were talking about, okay, if we need to raise money, how do we do it? The problem with that is in order to raise the amount of money that we would need to raise, like we couldn't do it from a crowdfunding perspective. But that being said, it doesn't mean that there might not be like a small amount that we could do. It's just, it's tricky because when you take a bunch of little money for, you know, equity, there's a lot of legal, you know, fees and things of that nature because it is a legal transaction. And so it's challenging. But thank you so much, Travis. That is an incredible honor and just a great compliment. And I appreciate it. If we need money, though, and we think it might make sense and you guys want to invest, we definitely will reach out to you guys. But it's just, thank you. That just, it feels good that you think that we're doing something right. And we are doing something right. And in the world of stock market craziness, you know, it is crazy, but thank you. Just thanks. The next question comes from our friend, Shane Melcha. Melcha? I don't know, sorry. Anyway, it says, as a business or organization becomes larger, there can be a tendency for the institution to dampen the inspiration. How do you keep this from happening? This is an incredible question, Shane. You always bring it strong with the questions that make me think. You know, it's true though. You know, you see this all the time, right? A lot of companies, they'll start small, right? Bootstrap. And it's all about the culture. It's all about, you know, really cultivating an environment of creativity and collaboration. But we have seen it at Tiege Hanley. As we grow, it starts to splinter a little bit, right? Instead of like when we started, it was me, Rob, Kelly, and like a dude, you know, Anthony that was shipping boxes. Like as we grow, you know, you need to hire people, obviously, in order to do that, in order to grow. And so you start to splinter. Now you've got marketing. Now you've got, you know, branding. Now you've got create, and now you've got customer service. You've got these different areas. The thing that really is important is that you have an incredible vision from a high level standpoint when it comes to your leadership team. And so Kelly really does a great job in helping sort of rally the troops. The other thing that we do is we have like weekly meetings, right? The weekly meetings are critical for us to sort of talk through things, to give updates on all of the different departments. But once again, it's about that leadership. It's about, you know, really continuing to encourage people to, you know, be creative, encourage people to, you know, do what you need to do. We recently started doing something just from a corporate standpoint that was a little bit different, and it has to do with like PTO time, paid time off. We didn't cap it. We have no, like, normally like a company will be like, okay, you get X number of days or hours of paid time off. At Tiege Hanley, we decided, you know what? You take as much time as you need, and don't worry about it. And there's strategy and reasons behind that, but once again, this boils down to culture. It's a culture that we trust our employees. And if you need off, you need to take it. You need to not worry about, okay, I only have this many hours. You know, it's a great thing for certain companies. When we're small, the size that we are, I think we can do it. If we grow like much larger, it might get a little bit more challenging. But in terms of stifling the creativity, it really takes conscious effort to engage people and to solve problems. Because here's the thing. During our weekly calls, we always have like a part of it where we're solving problems, where we're talking about issues, and then collaboratively we are offering, you know, advice or ideas in order to how to solve those problems. And so once again, it's a cultural thing. When we're small, the way that we are small, it's easier to do. As you get bigger, once again, it gets tougher and more challenging. But this is an incredible question. And as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, this is something you definitely need to consider and think about. Because if it becomes all about just the bottom dollar, you know, that's all you're worried about, you are going to have employees that are working just for a paycheck and are not inspired by what you're doing or your mission or your goal. The next question is another incredible question from our friend Galmir Lantigua. He says, hey Alpha, when starting Pete and Pedro and Tiege, how do you decide what was the right profit margin and why? We actually talked about profit margin a little earlier in the video. Since I'm trying to start a business, there's a lot of different expert opinions on what a company should be aiming for. What can and it can get confusing. So it depends, right? You know, if you watch Shark Tank, that's one of the questions that comes up in every single pitch. What do you make it for? What do you sell it for? What are your gross margins, right? That is in every single pitch. And it depends. It depends on the product. It depends on what the market will bear in terms of the price of a product. And so what I would recommend is one of the mistakes that that I think a lot of entrepreneurs make is they'll either price it too high or they'll price it too low. When you think about your cost, it's not just about what you are getting that product for, right? You also need to roll in all of the other product or all of the other costs associated with actually selling that product. And so we'll talk about that later. Like sunglasses, okay? You make the sunglasses, that's one thing, but then you have to ship it, okay? You talk about, or you hear about the landed cost. How much does it cost to get that product to you? But then you guys got to also think, how much is it going to cost you in terms of marketing to sell that product or to sell that unit? The other thing is that if you are going to be wholesaling it to somebody, the general formula goes like this. You get this for say $10, you ultimately want to sell it at retail for say $40, you're going to mark this up 100% to sell it to a wholesaler. So you basically say if I was selling this to Target, I would sell it to Target for $20 knowing that they're going to also want to mark it up another 100% to get to that 40. And so typically if something costs you something, multiply it by 100% or double it, knowing that you're going to be selling it wholesale to somebody who is then going to need to double it again in order to make their margins. Pricing is one of those things that is definitely challenging, but it's something where at one point you've just got to kind of go with your gut. There are certain products like e-products, right? Like information products, those are crazy all over the place, right? You've got something that really costs you very, 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 very little to make, and you can charge, $100, $200, whatever the market will bear. And so the markup on e-products is insane. It's like the best market possible or markup possible because it costs very little. You do the work one time and then you just scale it. Then your cost is essentially commissions on people that are actually promoting it. You got to pay them a commission typically, or the cost in which it costs you to actually sell and get a conversion. And so it's just something where if you want to down in the comments, tell us kind of like what it costs and what it is. We could definitely help you. I don't know if you want to do that or not, but if you're interested, down below, let us know, hey, it costs this. This is what it is. This is what other competitors are selling it, because that's the other thing. You got to consider what your competition is selling their products for. And is yours better? Is it the same? Is it less quality? And that's something else you've just got to consider, because if you're charging more than your competitors for an equal product, unless you figure out the marketing game a lot better, they're going to sell more than you are. And so because it's cheaper, right? But like I said, there's a lot to this, but this is an incredible question. I wish I had a better answer, or was this answer solid? If it was, drop me one of those. All right, gentlemen, so the last question I'm gonna get to, because I got a meeting to hop on in literally like 7 minutes. That reminds me, if you've got a business question, down below, start with business question and ask your question. Next week, I'm gonna try to get to more of your business questions and also tell you about the buddy, Stubble Buddy. What? Anyway, all right, this last question is from our friend Lazaridis Jonathan. He says, what is the biggest or current struggles that you went through with Enemy, and how are you able to manage and make a profit? For the moment, you're doing so many giveaways and discount codes. So great question. Enemy is actually doing really well right now. It was a learning experience, and we had our first full year of business last year. This year we're up about 40% over last year, and so things are going really well. Some of the things that really helps in terms of Enemy is that we have started adding some additional like upsells. The glasses are one thing, but yeah, when you offer a discount, it drops it. What we also started doing recently was charging for shipping. We now ship all of the Enemy glasses with using FedEx for the most part. And so that's expensive, but we charge, I think it's like $5 for shipping. We subsidize $5, we eat $5, but we ask people to pay $5. So point of purchase upsells is also something that we started doing, where when you go to checkout, a pop-up will show, hey, while you're checking out, if you want to grab the soft travel case, you can add it for 50% off, $7.50. It's normally like $15. And now it's like, hey, do you want a care kit that comes with like a cleaner, a rag, and the kit? And so it's all about finding other ways to sort of increase the average order value. And there's good margin in those other upsell products, like the cloth, the case, and the spray. There's good margins in that. Some other things we started doing is selling wallets, some other accessories. And so, even though the margin on the glasses isn't as good as some of the other products, it's still good. and we're doing a lot of great stuff. And a lot of the giveaways that we're doing, you know, it just helps the brand. It helps grow the brand. So Enemy's doing pretty damn good. So it's been a challenge to figure out. One of the downsides is returns. That is something that is tricky, but you know, the product is such a great product. The price is incredible for the product and the quality that people are getting, and the reviews have been amazing. Like, we've got, I think, like over 1,000 reviews now, and like 970 of them are 5-star reviews. They're verified reviews. It's not just me like blowing smoke. And that's the other thing, guys. You gotta get reviews. It's all about reviews. Social proof, as they say. That really is going to help you in whatever you sell, whatever product you decide to embark on. Because, you know, if your friends aren't willing to buy it, you know, you probably aren't going to take that risk. But yeah, reviews, that is definitely something you need to focus on. Something I got to focus on is this meeting. Gentlemen, that's where I'm going to wrap things up. At Tiege Hanley, we love you more than our double monk strap shoes. And let me remind you, if you're a Tiege customer, log into your dashboard and grab the 2 new lip balms. These things are incredible. They're going to keep your lips kissably soft, so you're ready, always ready, for those spicy senoritas to drop a little bit of that action, gentlemen, or they're just great for keeping your lips super soft, sexy, and ready to roll. Gentlemen, thanks. See you next week.